Okay, so Nick Sirianni just confirmed the Jalen Hurts news we all been talking about. Plus, he made some important changes at practice for the playoffs. But that's not all. Cooper DeJean tells us his welcome to the NFL moment. Meanwhile, only two Eagles got voted first team All Pro by the players, and it's only the third day of the Cowboys offseason, and Micah Parsons already talking Super Bowl in 2026. But first, breaking news as I was about to upload this, so let me squeeze this in the beginning. The Eagles just signed defensive back Louis Cine to the active roster and have opened up the practice window for D-tackle Byron Young. Yesterday, the Minnesota Vikings waived Louis Cine, safety, who played in Georgia and was drafted in 2022 in the first round, pick 32 overall. Now, granted, Cine has not lived up to the potential in Minnesota and has some ugly injuries. However, I liked him in the 2022 draft. He's a hard-hitting safety. And to circle back, I didn't say we signed him to the practice squad. We signed him to the active roster. Howie definitely likes the potential for this guy. And before anybody says he was trash with the Vikings, it was 2 years. Zack Baun was a third-round pick who couldn't get on the field. And look what Howie and Fangio did. So I'm definitely optimistic. And to put the cherry on top, he played with all the Philly dogs we already got on the roster. Drafted the same year as Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis. So if he ever does right, this is the place for him to get right. I'm not looking at him to make an impact this season at all, but another young, hungry Philly dog on the roster that could possibly benefit in the future. Now let's get back to the regular scheduled video. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Tall Podcast. Are you excited for Eagles-Packers playoffs? If so, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the videos. So if you're an Eagle fan, not watching the great content creators on YouTube and just listening to the national media, you would have thought there was a chance that Jalen Hurts might not play due to still being in concussion protocol Monday and Tuesday. But as I explained, since they rested him and a bunch of starters last week for practice, there was never a practice that he could take part in to claim he's out of concussion protocol. So by technical terms, he's still got to be in it. All that being said, he did walkthroughs on Saturday. That's why most Eagle fans knew when the first practice came, which is today, Wednesday, Jalen Hurts will be ready. Before practice, Nick Sirianni said Jalen Hurts will practice. Again, we all knew this, but for the naysayers, now he's officially back, like his shirt says. But what caught my attention about today's practice, Zach Berman tweeted, Eagles will be back in pads today. The postseason allows for one padded practice per week, a change from late in the season. Just to explain a little bit, the NFL Players Association only allows a certain amount of padded practice during the regular season. And there's a time at the end of the regular season where you can't have padded practices at all. In years past, Nick Sirianni probably didn't even use all the padded practice and might have not used the padded practice in the playoffs, but this has been a different team this year. Under Nick Sirianni as the head coach, I do got to credit Vic Fangio because his old school mindset might have changed Nick Sirianni's mind a little bit. It also was reported that today's padded practice won't be at NovaCare. It will be inside the link, and it doesn't get any more locked in than that. Now, normally, having a home playoff game in January, the opponent comes in real shook because it's going to be cold. However, the Packers play at Lambeau, and it's even colder over there. I can see both teams relying on their defense and their run game, and you already know where our defense and run game stacks up amongst the NFL. Don't get it twisted, though. If they load the box, Jalen Hurts is going to be back, and he's going to be ready to sling the rock. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. We haven't seen that trio together many games this season, but they're here when it matters. The Eagles are coming into the 2024 playoffs with 22 starters, all healthy. Granted, everybody at this time is nicked up, banged up, bruised up, but at least we'll have all our main guys on the field to take care of business in Wild Card Weekend. Big Play Slay on his podcast had some wise words to the young boys playing their first game in the playoffs
it go be crazy in that link too. You know what I'm saying? I told my young guys, man, the playoff, hey, it's cool. It's cool to play the game, and you make mistakes and stuff during the regular season, because you know why? You had time to go correct it next week, so the next week opponent don't use that against you. Now you're in the playoffs, so every mistake you made in the regular season, they're looking at it right now for the playoffs, and guess what? You can't correct them next week because your ass will be home. So right now, this game in the playoff, no kind of mistakes can be made. You know what I'm saying? None can be made because it could cost your team and you're going home. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we got to go into this game, is like trying to be the perfect. You got to be perfect, man. Minimum mistakes, execution on a higher level than it ever been, because the fact that ain't no correction after that. Because guess what? You're losing the playoffs, it's just an exit meeting. It's not no meeting to say, hey, you messed this up right here, Slay. Got to fix that. It's no point of fixing it right now because your ass is going home.
Slay could make anything sound funny, but he's absolutely right. You got to be on your P's and Q's. The margin for error is so slim in the playoffs, and if they find something working, they're going to keep doing it until you shut it down. If you do make a mistake, let it go. Go to the next play. Don't make it again. I do think Fangio's great at adjustments. I think I'll have these guys ready. The Eagles have been playing lockdown defense for the last 12 weeks, minus the Commanders game. Although we forced 5 turnovers, we didn't play up to par on defense. Slay said it. The whole team knows it. Now it's time to play playoff defense. Now, before we talk more about the Eagles-Packers playoff matchup, plus a couple of defensive players' crazy numbers, while 2 Eagle players made first-team All-Pro, voted by the players, and on the 3rd day of the offseason for teams who didn't make the playoffs, Micah Parsons talking Super Bowl in 2026? But first, let's hear a word from our sponsor, Mando, the best way to control odor for your pets, packages, and feet. I first saw this on a YouTube ad and bought it about 2 months before Mando reached out to me to even do this sponsorship. My favorite got to be the deodorant Mount Fuji, but they got other set of deodorants too. Bourbon Leather, Clover Woods, Pro Sports, and of course, like I said, my favorite one, Mount Fuji. It is honestly the longest lasting deodorant I ever used. Go buy anything from Axe to Dove Men out there. They say 48 hours, it barely works 6. This one works long. It's doctor clinically approved. And my favorite thing about it is there's no itchiness. There's no irritation. It doesn't stain your shirts. This is, besides smelling good, it keeps you feeling good. And in the starter pack, you get wipes and lotion, quick for your packages and feet. And the price is perfect. So click the link in the description and or the pinned comment section and get $5 off your starter pack with promo code PhillyMike. Once again, click the link in the description, use my promo code PhillyMike, all capitals, no exclamation point, to get $5 off your starter pack, which is over 20% off. And like I said, the price point's already great. Okay, so we got some more Eagle news to talk about, but first, let's get this nonsense out the way. Listen to Parsons on the 3rd day of his offseason.
For the people that kept believing, because we're not done yet. We are not done yet, and I hope that y'all don't think we're done yet. It's going to be an amazing thing to see next year when we're holding the trophy. Yes, it's big goals, but I'm telling y'all right now, it's holding the trophy. I'm saying my prayers out loud. I'm saying my goals out loud so y'all can hear them. You know, we're going to be holding a trophy up next year. Point blank, period.
Listen, everybody should have goals. He said he's saying his prayers out loud. It's going to take more than prayers, like a miracle for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. But that's the thing, bro. We're not talking about season just started. You're optimistic. It's 3 days after not making the playoffs. Take a break, go on vacation before you start talking that Cowboy delusion. Anyways, let's get to the 2 Eagle players that made first team All-Pro voted by the players. Saquon Barkley, of course, Mr. 2K himself. He definitely got to win Offensive Player of the Year if he doesn't win MVP. And the second guy, only been in the league for 2 years. That is Jalen Carter, first team All-Pro D-tackle, voted by the players. I know, there should be some more Eagle players named first team All-Pro. Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Lane Johnson, a lot of people, Zack, Baun, a lot. However, this ain't the official one. It's voted by the players. But come on, players, you got to be better than this. When it comes to the players, they normally go off a name and who's been doing it longer. That's why I don't understand Lane Johnson not being mentioned first team right tackle. However, Roquan Smith over Zack Baun? Let's look at the numbers. They both got 16 games played. They both have an interception. However, Baun got 2 more sacks, 12 more tackles, and 4 more forced fumbles. Plus, they both got the same amount of fumble recoveries, which is 1. It is ridiculous. NFL players go off a name, not numbers. Can't wait to see what the actual all-pro team looks like. However, shout out to Jalen Carter because he can't go off his name. He goes off of the fact that the NFL is scared to death of him in year 2.
JC, why not today, bro? Make you a mark, dog. I'm telling you, bro. I played against you. You that mother, bro. They're scared of you, bro. They are scared of you.
Oh, and another thing that Zack Baun has, PFF Eagles tweeted, Baun has 69 defensive stops in 2024. That is 6 more than any other player. Also, PFF named him as their first team all-pro linebacker per PFF and breakout player of the year. Honestly, I bet there's a lot of NFL players who don't even know who Zack Baun is. Analysts are just starting to hear about him, but when the Eagles sign him, I'm hoping and praying maybe 2 to 3 years from now of dominant linebacker play, every player will know who Zack Baun is. And again, it better be in midnight green, Kelly green, white, black, just as long as he got an eagle on his shoulder. Moving on to Cooper DeJean, who was asked about his welcome to the NFL moment by Anthony DeBona, who just got Eagle credentials. Shout out to him. Go follow him on Twitter. I'll be pulling it up in a little bit. He's worked so hard and he has great information.
And would you say at any point in the regular season, did you have what felt like a welcome to the NFL moment?
Yeah, when I faced Adam Thielen a couple weeks ago, he gave me some good work. Yeah.
We all knew Adam Thielen low-key worked him, but to come out and say it, to understand that, hey, no matter how good of a season I had, you can get got in this league. Again, he's a rookie. It happens. But trust me, he's won the majority of his battles. Anthony DeBona tweeted today, since Cooper DeJean became the starting slot corner in Week 6, the Eagles have allowed just 4.2 yards per play when in a nickel per next-gen stats, which would be the fewest by any defense since at least 2016 over a full season minimum of 100 plays in nickel. Again, if he played the whole year, would it be the same? I don't know. We also know that he was targeted 73 times and didn't allow a touchdown, as we said in yesterday's video when we talked to former Eagles defensive back Nolan Carroll. Go check that out if you missed it. It should pop up at the end of this. But man, I spent a lot of this season talking about how good Quinyon Mitchell is, and rightfully so. He's a beast. But so is Cooper DeJean. We really got 2 special guys, and Cooper, as Nolan Carroll said, is playing in the slot now, but he can do a lot of different things for this defense, and who knows in the future what position he will be playing for our Philadelphia Eagles. As for another player on the Eagles defense who's not playing due to injury, he might be back if the Eagles can make it to the Super Bowl. BG said this on WIP. Hey man, anything is possible. Graham said, I just know that right now I'm just grinding. I'm working one game at a time. I'm like, come on, y'all. Let's get to this one. Let's get through this one. Let's make sure that we work to make sure we don't have any hiccups because we do have a great position that we're in. Great team. Man, we just have to make sure that we don't go out there searching for plays. Let the plays come to you and let's do it together. As BG said, let the plays come to you. Worry about what's in front of you, which is the Packers. But that would be a special moment for BG if he could come back. Lastly, flipping it over to the offense, Nick Sirianni let this gem out during his press conference today. He said, A.J. Brown led the NFL with the lowest drop percentage, 97 targets and 0 drops. Beast mode. Now again, drops are only counted when it was a pass you should have caught, but you didn't, right? In your hands and not your hands. Not something overthrown, not something that just tips your finger. But anyways, AJ's a beast. Let's take all this good stuff into the playoffs. We'll break more down and actually go over the preview and prediction very soon. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm not sure. I'll be at the game, so I won't be doing a live play-by-play for this matchup. But the divisional round, NFC Championship, we're not going to no more games after this. But I will be at the Eagles-Packers game. Let me know if you're going in the comment section. Go to the link in the description and get your Mando. Great price point, and it will have you itchy free and smelling good. Also, leave a thought in the comment section. I absolutely love hearing from you. If you got nothing to say, muscle up, show some love, share, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Glad he's back, and I can't wait to be at the link, rocking with y'all. Go Birds, we out.